Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley, written in 1817. Although Ozymandias is about a real person and a real statue, it can be seen in the British Museum in London today, Shelley hadn't seen it when he wrote his poem. However, he used what he had read about the statue to write a poem which mocks and warns those in power. The poem opens with a traveller telling the speaker about their travels to an ancient place, i.e. Egypt. The rest of the poem is the traveller's description of a ruined statue he saw on his travels. All that remains of this statue are the legs, a plinth, and a shattered face which is lying on the ground. Based on the description of the face, it's clear that the statue was of a cruel and cold leader. The traveller praises the sculptor, whose skill, even many centuries later, can still be seen by the way he or she made the stone appear lifelike. Fortunately, there's an inscription on the plinth which explains whose statue it is, a king called Ozymandias. The wording also reveals the extreme arrogance of this king, who likens himself to being the King of Kings, echoing a label given to Jesus, and boasts that his mighty achievements make other powerful rulers jealous. However, the poem concludes with Shelley undermining Ozymandias' empty boasting by having the traveller starkly state that nothing has survived. Instead of impressive buildings or a thriving civilization, there's only decay and the wreck of the statue. Through his use of alliteration, Shelley unflinchingly emphasizes the total absence of Ozymandias' so-called works. In real life, there was a pharaoh who over 3,000 years ago ruled in ancient Egypt as Ramses II, and one of his many titles was Ozymandias, which means God of the Air, literally, and ironically, God of Nothing. Therefore, in the poem, Ozymandias is presented as a proud ruler who thought he would be remembered forever with an eternal legacy, but instead, time and nature wiped away almost everything about him. In the end, Ozymandias' pride, or hubris, has proved to be his downfall. Interestingly, the poem is a sonnet, which usually is a type of love poem. Perhaps Shelley used the sonnet form to mock Ozymandias' self-love. Overall, Shelley is making the point that real power doesn't lie with kings or queens, prime ministers or presidents. True, timeless power is held by nature, which surely, but slowly, quite literally, erodes Ozymandias' power into nothingness. In this sense, time also has much more power and control than mere human beings. In fact, the only human power which seems to last, according to the poem, isn't that of rulers, but of the artist. It is the original sculptor's work which is longer lasting. It's likely that Shelley is making a case here for the enduring power of art. Certainly, as a radical thinker himself who was keen to see political change in favour of the masses, Shelley is using his art to challenge the powerful of his day to remain humble. Nothing lasts forever. Ideas of hubris are also explored in The Prelude and My Last Duchess, whilst the power of nature is the theme of Storm on the Island, Exposure, and, again, The Prelude. Useful links with London can be made in terms of political control, although Blake's poem is more from the point of view of the people rather than the rulers.